Let's get it. Yo, what's good, everybody? How we doing?
Fuck. I'm muted. Rip. Welcome, everybody. You just missed my first bit of the intro, and because I fucked up. But yeah, new revamped Out of Bounds. Mark is gonna be our first guest, and welcome, man. Welcome everybody in chat. We're gonna be interviewing Draft Nick Mark on his Rise to Fame YouTube and whatnot. And plus talk about a lot about baseball. We are going to talk a lot about baseball. You guys can, throughout this entire show, ask questions in chat, ask questions on Twitter at CubsFan004 or at OutofBounds_pod. And you can also call in, possibly, if you want to. 646-568-7788. Then the meeting ID 204-998-3972. All right, Mark. So, with your beginnings of YouTube, how did it all start?
So originally my YouTube journey started back in high school. I was uploading FIFA videos at the time under a different name, Jubilant Gamer. And it ran its course. I hit my peak, got to college, was like, you know what, I'm kind of done with this stuff. And then I got a PlayStation 4, got MLB The Show, and I was like, all right, let's start playing this game. Like, this is sick. I always wanted to play baseball games. Let's see if there's any, type of YouTube or Twitch community whatsoever.
Right.
Obviously, no, there is a Twitch community. That's originally where I started, and then moved it on over to YouTube, and now that's pretty much where I have made it my home. That's where I hang out,
Right. What were you mainly uploading in your first channel?
It was all FIFA, so it was like just playing Ultimate Team, opening packs, all that good stuff. So a lot of like Road to Glory type series, a lot different than what I do now.
Right. Of course. What happened to that old channel?
It's still up. It's still up. If you type in Jubilant Gamer on YouTube, you'll see all my FIFA videos and all the stuff that was going on there. But yeah, it's still up. Just disappeared from the FIFA community. Wasn't really my style anymore, so moved on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, I mean the game FIFA itself is not what it used to be, in a sense.
No, it's still like super popular and it's still extremely successful, but from my standpoint, it just wouldn't make sense anymore to continue to be doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because you love baseball more.
Oh yeah, no, baseball, easily my favorite sport without a doubt. And FIFA at the time, it was like that was the video game, and I was like, oh, I wanted to be like KSI. I want to make FIFA videos and stuff like that. So I thought that was the only way, but now I can do it with baseball, and I enjoy that a hell of a lot more.
Right, because you definitely enjoy talking about and ripping on the Yankees. Which
yes,
we will get into that when we talk a little bit more about that. But we've had Mark on before, and we've always we've talked to him plenty of times in the past. But with this being around the MLB offseason, we're going to be able to talk a lot about where your favorite players are going to go. What trades are going to be going down. Let's hear it in the chat what you think's going to happen, and obviously we're going to hear a lot about the Mets, but what do you think about the trade that could possibly go down tonight or tomorrow?
With Cano and Diaz, so at the beginning of the week, what it looked like the trade was going to be, I was excited. It didn't look like we were going to give up. We were going to give up our number one prospect, who is Andres Gimenez, who is a shortstop, and the Mets have a young shortstop, Ahmed Rosario, who's not going anywhere anytime soon. So Gimenez is essentially just going to be kept backed up for quite some time. He's not really going to ever be a Met. So I was okay with trading him because it's like, all right, he gives us no value anytime soon besides to get a better player. And then it was also about trading Jay Bruce to help with the contract stuff with Cano. And then it also included Dominic Smith, where I was like, yes, get rid of him. He's terrible. He's horrible. I don't want to see him in a Mets uniform anymore. So it wasn't really anything crazy. But now what I've been seeing is some of the names that they're dropping in there. Uh, the guy that we drafted last year in the first round, Jared Kellenich, who looks like he's going to be a stud. I think he's going to be so good, Christian Yelich type player. Um, and I honestly think he could be our starting center fielder next year. But his name's popped up in the trade rumors. Justin Dunn, who's our number one pitching prospect, who I don't really care to lose. We're so stacked in the pitching rotation that we don't really need him. He doesn't serve us any purpose right now. And if we can get someone like Edwin Diaz, who helps our bullpen out, that's huge. But trading Kellenich or McNeil, not happy about that. But it seems like that's kind of the way it's going to go right now. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens when the deal officially gets announced. But I mean, as you can imagine, I'm going to have a very opinionated reaction when that happens.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be sitting and waiting on your YouTube, man.
Yeah, no, I literally I was talking to one of my friends. I don't know if you saw the video I put on Twitter, but I put out a little teaser where it's like me jumping on my bed and screaming
Yeah.
into my pillow. I'm like, yeah, it's just I'm not happy.
No, I don't blame you. That's one of your best players,
Yep.
and I mean it makes sense with Jeff McNeil because, like you said before we started streaming, that he's gonna be blocked
Yep.
essentially by Cano. So what's the point?
Yeah, like with McNeil, I love him. I think he's such a good player. He's the kind of player that like I played as when I was playing baseball. Like he's just scrappy, gets a lot of hits, does it all, hits the all fields, and I love that. Like that's my kind of baseball. But obviously getting Cano, he's going to be our second baseman. McNeil then moves to third base where he's not necessarily a great fielder, and he'll be platooning with Todd Frazier. So it makes sense, like that the Mariners would want him and that the Mets would be willing to trade him because he's no longer a starter in our eyes, really.
Right. And you got to get. I mean, you wouldn't get much out of Cano because it's a salary dump, but
He's probably got 2 years left, honestly, to be like at a high level. Like I think he
mhm.
can still hit 20 home runs a year, still hit, right around 280, 300, still be productive. But once you start getting into like 38, 39 years old, he's not going to be moving in the field as much. He's not going to be,
I didn't realize he was that old. To be
he's going
honest,
into his 36 or
there's a
30,
30.
I think 36-year-old season.
Right. Robinson. He is 36.
Yeah, and he turns 37 in October, so that doesn't really make a difference. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Jeez.
36-year-old season, he's aging. He's obviously still a great hitter, still a great player. But
Right.
the issue is that, the first 2 years would be great probably. But then the next 3 years that we'll still have him, it's like, oh, we're paying this guy, X amount of money to be not good.
Right. And I mean, would that entail you guys would that entail you guys taking his entire contract, or what would that happen by that?
No, we would definitely. The rumor is that the Mariners would be paying. So he has 5 years, 120 million left. The rumor is that the Mariners would cover 10 million a year. So we'd be paying 5 years, 70 million, which isn't horrible. But at the same time, it's like,
He's old.
yeah, he's old. So like, I don't want to pay him anything.
I don't. What were they thinking giving him that contract?
Well, they had to steal him away from the Yankees, and the Mariners were trying to make a push at the time, so they went wild. And the GM of the Mets, Bertie Van Wagenen, was a key part in getting to know that deal. So it's interesting now that it'll all come back full circle, and that terrible contract that he got the Mariners into is now going to be the Mets' problem.
He was Brody was his agent.
I don't know if he was exactly his agent or if it was his agency, but he was like a key part in getting to know that deal.
Good God.
Yes, it's all coming full circle now.
Just like the whole Derek Jeter thing with the Marlins.
Yeah, exactly.
It's weird.
Yep.
It's weird, man. So yeah. So with your whole YouTube, what really inspires you to keep going with what you do?
Um, as of recently, I've made the switch to covering mostly just actual Major League Baseball news and giving my opinions and thoughts on that. Um, and I mean, obviously, like it's weird, but like obviously, like to see views, you like to see sub growth. Like I get really inspired by like seeing the numbers go up and seeing people like actually enjoying what I'm doing. And like just talking baseball. That's like the whole thing for me is I love talking baseball, and I feel like I've made a community on my channel where I can talk baseball and the comment section's filled with there's some people who say some really dumb stuff, but for the most part, the majority of it's all good and it's a conversation that we can have. And just building a little community, as well as like the MLB has been commenting on videos lately, so that's always like a nice inspiration to see them and give you some motivation to keep going. It's like if they're supporting me, that's pretty cool. So
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. Um, it quite interesting seeing the MLB get more involved in that. Do you see at any point maybe them working with like content creators and being able to do more?
I think that there's a lot of stuff I can't necessarily talk about, but I think the idea moving forward with Major League Baseball is that they want to essentially um, emulate what the NBA has done on YouTube because they
Hmm.
absolutely kill it. I mean, social media, everything. It's the most popular league probably in the world right now, um, and they just kill it, especially with the young kids. And that's something that Major League Baseball lacks in big time. Is that really no kids are watching baseball for the most part. You have the baseball fans, but it's hard to get the new people into the game.
Hmm.
And one way to do that is by social media, YouTube, getting MLB players to have more of a presence on Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. So yeah, I mean, I could definitely see MLB starting to do more stuff with creators, and I hopefully will be a part of that.
Yeah, being able to actually use some of the video from the games and so on and so forth.
Yeah, no, that
I
would be huge.
that'd be big for and being able to do it with a lot of different creators.
Yeah, because I mean, you see on YouTube right now, even like the videos that technically you don't have the rights to do it, but you'll see like be like, oh, craziest bat flips or whatever, and they'll get like a couple million views. It's like so it's there. It's just they got to make it more accessible.
Right, right, exactly, exactly. Lad boy, what said Machado to the Yankees?
Yeah, I honestly see it. I think the Yankees have been really smart with how they're going about this offseason, kind of trash talking Machado's hustle and everything, almost like playing off that they don't want him so that maybe his price will get a little bit lower than what they have to spend. But I think Machado goes to the Yankees now. I
Yeah,
had
you
him going to
feel
the Braves, but obviously that changed, and I think it's the Yankees pretty much locked.
right, right. Brewers fan 7 says, I mean, Brewers are better. That's all that matters. I
Brewers
mean,
are a good team.
oh yeah, they're a good team. I mean, that's coming from a Cubs fan,
Yeah.
but pitching, get better pitching.
Yep.
That's all I'm
I
gonna
know
say.
I know they were successful last year with what they had, and they're doing the whole bullpen thing, but I think it's gonna catch up. I don't think that's sustainable in baseball to be focus so heavily on the bullpen. There's a reason those guys are there. They were failed starters. They're not the best pitchers.
Yeah, exactly, and they're working out in the bullpen.
Yep. And
Um,
yeah, I mean, you use a guy, you can only use them so often because they give it their all for that one inning. So you pitch the guy twice in a week, 3 times in a week, it's going to catch up. That bullpen's going to get tired quickly. So you got to have some guys at least that can eat some innings in the starting rotation.
exactly. Maybe pulling off a trade. Do you think they pull off a trade or maybe sign somebody?
Um, I think they probably are going to maybe sign one or two guys. I mean, they're not going to get like a Corbin or a Keuchel or something like that, but maybe they could sneak away, someone on the lower end. I'm trying to think of who I gave the Brewers in my video.
Yeah,
Like an Anibal Sanchez guy, I think is good for them.
yeah, that
Um,
wouldn't be bad.
like a veteran presence where he'll go out and pitch 5-6 innings every single game,
Uh
no
huh.
matter what. He had a good year with the Braves last year, so
Right.
I could definitely see that happening. Maybe
I,
go resign Wade Miley, something like that.
yeah, Wade was interesting
Yeah,
to
he had a
say that.
great year for them.
Yeah, that's surprising considering who he is. Freaking Wade Miley.
Yeah, he looked like his rookie version because he was a great rookie and then fell off big time. And
Yeah.
then it looks like he's channeled back a little bit of that rookie magic. So we'll see what it
Right.
does for the rest of the year.
Right. EDC Film says Harper to St. Louis.
Nah, crazy.
Yeah, we'll get okay, guys. We'll get to our predictions here shortly. We'll talk about any of the players that you actually give a damn about, and we'll predict where they're going. I'm not, and it's going to be my complete unbiased opinion. So
Yeah.
yeah, but Nats fan says, question for Mark: why is he a Redskins fan and not a Giants fan? That's a good question.
Well, I was actually a Jets fan until like my 7th or 8th birthday. And then they were in the playoffs playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was my birthday, so and keep in mind I was young. Um, Jets lost because the kicker named Doug Bryan missed 2 chip shots, one in regular time, and then one in overtime, and they ended up losing against the Steelers. Of course, because it was my birthday and being young, I was like, "How could they lose? It's my birthday. Like, what is this? It's a load of crap." So I threw a little fit, and my dad was a Redskins fan, so I was like, you know what? I'm done with the Jets, and I'm gonna go jump on the Redskins bandwagon, which hasn't proved to be any better. So,
I mean, yeah, seeing Alex Smith get his leg
oh,
broken.
yeah, that was rough. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not a huge Alex Smith fan, but he's better than Colt McCoy.
yeah, by far. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, Alex Smith was going to get you guys to the playoffs,
Yep,
and
we're a playoff team with him, and without him, we're back to being, a 500 team, which is what the
it's just crazy. The same team, the same ending score as
Yep,
when what's his name?
Joe Theismann.
Joe Theismann. Okay,
And same date, same day. That's
same
insane.
day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it
What?
was like the however many year anniversary of him breaking his leg. Yeah,
That
wild.
is that is wild.
Absolutely crazy stuff.
And Joe Theismann never came back after that, right?
Honestly, I'm not sure. If he did, he was never the same.
I wonder if that's going to be able to happen to. Well, I mean, with what's going on now, I mean, possibly get better treatment.
They were saying it's going to be like a lot of rehab for him, so it's like he's going to have to put in a lot of work. So we'll
Well,
see.
yeah, breaking the tibia and the fibia. It's
Yeah.
not going to be easy. But regulation, correct term, and thoughts on Reuben Foster. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, that was oops. That's a bad move by the Redskins. You just
That was the Redskins that did that.
that picked him up. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I just wanted I want to right now like do a camera zoom on me and be like, what?
Not a good.
Like, not a good move at all. I mean, okay, let's put it this way. He gets arrested for hitting his ex-girlfriend. Turns out, ex-girlfriend was lying. Okay, fine. Cool. Good shit. Next thing you know, gets arrested again for hitting a woman.
Yeah.
The fuck?
And this one doesn't seem like it's an act, like a
Right.
lie.
Right. It just doesn't make sense. Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with some of these people?
Yep.
And
Who
okay.
knows?
And I'm gonna say something that's gonna be a little bit sensitive, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it's my fucking show. But
Sure.
we're caring more about we don't care about a man that's possibly hit a woman twice, but we care so much about them kneeling for the national anthem.
Yep. It's an interesting double. It's an interesting
Very
how things change.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Shut up, Alex. That's all I'm going to say. Shut up, Alex. I'm convinced your mouth will never fully close. Well, at least flies don't fly into it, man, okay? I at least close it when I'm outside. Okay. So, away from football, because obviously we're talking more about baseball on this stream. But, so, I want to ask, where does this whole big fat hatred for the Yankees come from?
Well, I can tell you that. That's real easy. So, growing up in New Jersey as a Mets fan, born in 1996. So the Yankees, ever since I was born, have been the best team in New York and the best franchise in baseball. So just growing up, having to know one that the Mets suck. I mean, I've never seen a professional championship in my life, let alone the Mets. Seen them. The thing about this, the first taste of success that I had with the Mets was really in 2000 that I can remember. And who did they lose to in that World Series? The Yankees. The Yankees. And then going to school, I have like all my friends, and most of them are Yankee fans. And they weren't like jerks or anything like that, but it's just the constant like dealing of like the Yankees are better. They go out, they win games. The Mets lose. The Yankee fans on the radio, on TV, at Yankee games. It's just like the whole combination of everything. It's just, they're so intolerable. And really, it comes down to I hate the Yankees because of their fans. So it's like
Not
if you guys weren't complete assholes, then yeah.
so
Like
it so it's not the organization itself. It's the fans.
No, I wish the Mets were run like the Yankees. Are you kidding me? I wish they would be like the Yankees, but it's just the Yankee fans are just so intolerable. I mean, you've seen the videos on my channel. I love winding them up every chance I get. And that's like, oh, brings makes me feel good. It makes me feel good that the Mets are so bad that I can just say one thing and they're just like, ah,
It's like you're a fucking Mets fan.
yeah.
Why are you talking shit about the Yankees?
27 World Series. I'm like, yep,
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
are right. You
yeah,
can read the stat.
yeah. You won a lot of your world championships when most players were before they were. Never mind. Never mind. Nats fan says, "Fuck the Mets."
Well, he's a Nats fan, so
Well,
you expect that from him.
yeah. I mean, and you don't have any taste of world championship either, Nats. So
That's try winning a playoff series, you know?
yeah, try doing that at least once and not getting struck out by Wade Davis.
Oh,
Um, well, fuck Wade Davis though, going to
mhm.
Colorado and shit. But so with your hatred of the Yankees, you obviously like to do a lot of videos winding them up all the time, and I loved it. I loved it. Any chance you got. Did you ever do a video on Rookie of the Year?
I
Uh,
did I did a video. What did I do my video? I did something saying that Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, no, I did a Rookie of the Year prediction for each league, and I said Shohei Ohtani was going to win the American League. And then when he won, because obviously in the comment section you got Yankee fans calling me the idiot for saying that. Like, whoa, what are you crazy? And then he wins, so then I made my video. I was right, you were wrong, where I go through and read all the comments calling me an idiot, and then I call them an idiot. So, yeah,
yeah, I I'm gonna sit here and say this, Yankees fans, get over it. He lost.
it's a
He,
shame, man. The Yankees didn't win a single award this year. Like, hate
it's
to
a
see
shame. You hate to see it, man. You hate to see it, but like we get it. He led the league in most of those stats. But one, Otani also pitched pretty
that.
decently.
Yep.
And he also hit better, technically speaking, than Andujar did. So what are we all bitching about still?
It's the favorite comment of mine that I see is it's called Rookie of the Year, not Rookie of the 100 games. I'm like, what? That's so stupid.
Yeah, and they still try to make that comparison with Gary Sanchez when he didn't win. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's not even
Otani,
close.
yeah, it's not even close. Like
It's not even close.
Otani played how many games?
Played like 100 and something, 100 plus games,
Yeah, and then Gary
and he also
played.
pitched.
Yeah, and he also pitched.
That's I feel like that like the conversation always goes to like you can justify it from a hitter's perspective, and then it's like, oh yeah, and by the way, he also pitched.
Like it's something that hasn't been done in 100 fucking years.
Yeah, and it's not like it hasn't been done because it's like, nah, we don't want to do it. It's because it's so incredibly difficult and so rare. I mean, the last guy was Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth.
Yeah, like that's what I don't get. Like they don't understand that this guy is hitting for pretty damn good. He's a
Yeah.
good hitter.
No, he's a very good hitter.
And he's also got one of the nastiest splitters you'll ever see.
Yep.
And
And he throws 100.
and he throws 100. I mean, no wonder his arm blew out, but like he throws 100. I don't understand how they cannot fathom the fact that I saw a tweet the other day,
Yeah.
and it was this Yankees fan. She's a chick. He said everybody's rookie of the year, but Angels fans, and I'm like,
No.
yeah, like no,
You're like, no, I think it's the other way around.
yeah, like Otani was everyone's rookie of the year, but Yankees fans.
They got the Yankee goggles on, you know?
Yeah, I don't get it. Nats fan, later, man. It was good talking to you, man. Tyler Anderson said, "Tell Mark I came from YouTube."
Hey, what's good, Tyler? Stopping by.
What do you think about the trade rumor for the Met? All right, we already talked about that. There have been rumors about Kluber to the Dodgers.
Yeah, I saw that earlier this morning. That
Why
was
do they?
Kluber, Carrasco, and Bauer are being talked about trading to the Dodgers.
Yeah, why would they want to trade Kluber? How many years has he got left?
He's a free agent coming up in 2020. So this is his last year with the Indians before having to re-sign a contract.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
And he's gonna win a lot of money.
he's probably going to want a pretty good amount. He's a pretty good pitcher, so especially like if Patrick Corbin gets paid, like 25 million a year, like it seems like he's going to. Kluber definitely deserves to be around that area. So
Right. That makes sense. I did read one question. It was do you think the Cardinals will get a big name free agent? And if so, who?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but going through the list, I mean, like I don't see them getting the big name free agents left are really what Andrew Miller, Craig Kimbrell, Machado, and Harper. Everybody else after them, big names, but when you're talking about the big guys, those are the four left.
Right.
So I don't see them getting one of those four, but I mean, I could see them getting maybe like some second base help, maybe someone to play third base a little bit. But I don't know. The Cardinals are a weird team because they don't have a lot of issues with their team, but they also aren't particularly great at any position either. So they're in like a weird spot where it's like, do we go with the guys that we have that are sort of like young, or do we go out and just revamp the team completely?
I mean, you got a pretty good outfielder in Harrison Bader, but
Yeah, no, he's looked really good. Dexter Fowler obviously is just
I mean,
horrible.
Yeah, what happened to him? I wonder what happened.
You probably are upset to see him leave for the Cubs or the Cardinals and play poorly, right?
Yeah, because he was great. He was great.
Yeah.
I loved him. He was so good. And you could tell a lot of us Cubs fans miss him. Mostly because
he's a good player for them.
Yeah, leadoff spot and all that. And then there's one that I'm definitely gonna miss. He just signed with the Rangers.
Jesse Chavez.
Oh my God, he was so good.
I didn't think he was gonna leave because I know he was saying like basically he was contemplating retirement, and then he said basically I'm either gonna retire or I want to play with the Cubs. But then I read that the 2-year deal that the Rangers gave him, he was like, "Oh, you're gonna give me 2 years? Hell yeah, deal."
Yeah, and that's where he came from after he traded for. And they're not going to be even competing either. But
no, Rangers are gonna be bad.
Yeah, I don't see what they're doing.
Yeah, no,
I don't see what he's doing either. I understand you want 2 years, but you want to win a championship or no?
I guess I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, money talks.
Yeah, money does talk. I mean, for some of these guys, sometimes money doesn't talk. It's always the NBA, of course. They get the money, but they get not as much as they were going to. Obviously,
like the Boogie Cousins or
Well, I mean, that's a special thing for Boogie because he was hurt, or he is hurt. So that's a different story with him. They've already said that they probably won't be able to re-sign him.
Yeah, no, he's gonna get big money, obviously.
Yeah, but some of these guys, they just want, obviously to go play and win a championship, like KD. But
KD, David West took a huge pay cut that 1 year.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't ever see people in the MLB doing that.
Baseball's a little different. It's such a long season.
Yeah, they want the big bucks.
Yep,
they want the big bucks. But if you guys are still interested, you guys can ask questions throughout the chat. I'm still looking through the questions. If there is any more of them, I will go through them. You can also call in the number and maybe ask Mark a question if you would like to. 646-568-7788 and type in the meeting ID 204-998-3972. Alrighty. So Mark, let's start a little bit on where some of these you think these free agents are going.
Sure.
We've kind of skewed away from most of the interview, but that's no big deal. Since we've already done that once, and if for any of you guys that really want to get an in-depth interview with Mark, I will link the last interview I did with him, which was a year ago.
Yeah, probably right around a year ago.
Yeah, probably around a year ago, and you guys can watch that. You could also watch his dad call into the show. That was funny.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. But I will also link that in the YouTube YouTube description. But let's get to. I'm trying to think of a name right now. Who hasn't been signed yet? Well, because I want to do Harper last. We can
Yeah,
do.
of course.
Yeah, we're gonna do Harper last. Uh. Okay. Here's one. Predictions on the new legends for MLB 19.
Oof.
Now, who do you want? I
Who
have
do
to
I
ask that.
want?
I want
I
Sammy.
want I want Barry. I'd love Sammy Sosa. That'd be sick. I want Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa. We need to get A-Rod back. Let's get Prince Fielder back.
That Prince Fielder card. Please. I miss
Yeah,
that card so
he
bad.
was a beast. Soriano would be a sick card. Like I'd love to see Manny Ramirez. Like just like the guys like from the 2000s would be so cool. Like the early 2000s because that's when obviously like we grew up and that's like when I fell in love with baseball. So it'd be cool to see some of those guys. I think Nomar would be a sick card.
Yeah.
I think he would have some sick cards in Diamond Dynasty.
Yeah. Um who for me that Soriano card that year when he had the 40-40 season with the Nats,
That'd be nuts.
that'd be nuts.
I mean, he'd have like 25 fielding, but
He'd have 25. He'd have 25 fielding for like each year.
yeah,
Like
no, he was.
especially like an impact veteran card for the Cubs.
Yeah. Oh, when he was out in the outfield, yikes.
Yeah, and then he did a little hop
Oh,
catch.
I love the hop catch. I
The,
loved it.
the hop catch, and you can't see me, John Cena. Randy Johnson in MLB 19. Not bad.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. I would love the big unit.
Especially if they have bump pitch speeds up.
Sports Beast. I had to answer a call. I'm not sure if you guys have answered this, but do you guys see the St. Louis Cardinals signing a big free agent? And if so, who? Well, in my opinion, I mean, whoever's left out of the third baseman market, I could see it happening. Maybe with Mike Moustakas.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I don't think that's kind of what they need. They really need a Josh Donaldson.
Yeah,
But
I thought Donaldson was their guy for sure.
But like Atlanta got him for a steal. In my opinion, at least for a 1-year deal, but
There's no risk there.
there's no risk there, and he got the same amount of money he got last year, and he's also back with the GM he had.
Yep.
So it all works out for him.
Yeah, I think it's a good move for both sides.
All right, we'll go through a lot of these. Yasmani Grandal.
Oh, okay, yeah, Yasmani Grandal. I think he either goes to the Mets or the Astros.
Mets or the Astros?
Yeah, both teams need catchers, obviously.
Yeah.
In my video I said Astros just because I have the Mets getting somebody else, but yeah, I think those are the two teams.
Well, because I heard you guys were thinking about non-tendering. Who is it?
Darno.
Yeah, Darnard.
Yeah, regardless, I mean, even if we keep him or if we don't, I think they still need to go get a catcher because let him be the backup. Like he's proven he can't stay healthy, and he's proven that when he is on the field, he's pretty decent, but defensively, he can't throw out a runner to save his life. And I'm sick and tired of watching that. So we have to get a legitimate catcher. It's so important.
Okay, let's go with another catcher. This one is a more. Well, I'll go with the recognizable names. Wilson Ramos.
Well, where do you think he's going?
Yasmani Grandal?
No, Ramos.
Ramos?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say Washington, but Washington already signed Kurt Suzuki.
Yeah, I think he's. It's interesting because I think Suzuki's more of a backup, probably. But they gave him a 2-year contract. You typically don't give backups 2-year contracts.
Exactly. Like that's what I'm not understanding.
But I got Wilson Ramos going to the Mets. That was the other catcher. It was either him or I think they either get him or Grandal.
Yeah, Ramos, I could see either Nats or the Mets, but then again, like I said, they signed Kurt Suzuki.
Yeah,
and I don't get that.
If they got a young kid, Pedro Severino, who's a catcher, who's a little decent. So
right. Tyler Anderson said, "Mark, you yelled at me for this in a World Series stream, but the Mets should release or trade Cespedes after the injury. He won't be the same."
We'll see.
I mean,
I know why I yelled at you, and it's because you said release. That doesn't happen in baseball. You don't just cut players that are making $20 million a year.
Yeah,
you still have to pay them.
Yeah, and you're not going to be able to trade that contract.
It's gonna be tough. Eh, Cespedes, I wish he could stay healthy because when he is on the field, he makes such a difference for the Mets lineup. He's a beast at the plate, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy. And again, he really might not be the same after the injury. Both heels getting surgery on, that's tough stuff.
Right. Definitely. Definitely. Okay. Let's go to first baseman. Very thin group of first baseman.
And not a whole lot.
Hanley Ramirez.
I don't have Hanley signing. I think he's going to be one of those guys that maybe gets signed like early April. Someone goes down with an injury early. I think he's maybe someone who gets signed. But honestly, just the fact that nobody went after him last year when the Red Sox got rid of him, like there wasn't even like the slightest rumor of him signing. I just don't see him coming back this year.
Right.
I think he's playing like in Dominican or Mexico. One of the
Winter League. Yeah, one of the Winter Leagues because he
Yeah.
was trying to make his comeback or whatever.
So I think if he tears it up down there, that helps. But I just don't see it this year.
Right. I don't know if I see it this year either because with how he's been, he's just garbage.
And he's so horrible in the field too. Like,
Right. Well, everyone's known that for years.
yep.
And like, there's a reason they got rid of him, and then they got Steve Pierce, and
That made a big difference for them.
yeah, and they made a big difference for them, and they ended up re-signing him for cheap.
Oh yeah, great signing.
Great, absolutely great. Fat Adams.
I have Fat Adams going to the Rockies, and I think he'd be a great fit there. Dude puts up some pretty good power numbers in limited at bats.
So, would you end up platooning him with Desmond, maybe, or?
I think so. I think that's the move. Because
That is a good move.
He's kind of inconsistent, and both of them can play corner outfield too if you needed them. So like if one gets high, you stick them in the outfield,
Right.
And I think the Rockies have been rumored to be trying to possibly trade Desmond as well. So if they do, I think that makes fits even better almost.
Right, it makes sense. And well, they've been also trying to figure out what they were gonna do. Where they're gonna try and re-sign DJ LeMahieu, obviously.
Yeah.
God, I hate the fact that we traded him there, and then he became pretty damn good.
He was a Cub guy?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that about him.
He was yeah, he played for the Cubs. He came up in the Cubs farm system. You know who he was traded for?
I'm trying to think.
Think about it. It was when we needed a third baseman. We didn't have Aramis Ramirez anymore. He went to the Milwaukee Brewers.
Okay.
Ian Stewart.
Ian Stewart. That's a name I have not heard in forever.
Flamed out at the Cubs. I don't know if you remember that. But we
that's how bad he was. I don't even remember him being on the Cubs. I remember him on the Rockies. That's it.
I remember him because he was a part of that trade to the Rockies. He came over there, and we sent over what ended up being DJ LeMahieu and Tyler Colvin.
Tyler Colvin, that's another name I haven't heard in a while either.
Yeah.
But he didn't turn out to be anything. So
no, he was okay. I just thought he was interesting. But like, let me get to this question. Walter Guerrera says, if you were the Dodgers with such a large amount of good outfielders, who would you try to trade and which ones would you keep? Well, I could tell you one, Cody Bellinger, but
well, you want to keep him or trade him?
Keep him.
Okay.
Keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Puig's the first to go out of all those guys.
Really?
Yeah. I think you can get a lot for Puig. Like I think if they get Kluber or something like that, I don't know. I think Puig's gonna be the guy who goes.
Like not even Verdugo, maybe. Well, you can't get much from Max Muncy.
Yeah, you're not gonna. I mean, Max Muncy's not really much of an outfielder. And then like Kemp, he has no value. He's too old. Chris Taylor is a utility guy, so I really wouldn't call him an outfielder.
Great utility guy though.
Kike Hernandez again, utility player. So like I think
not even Jock.
Jock looked really good last year. I like what he did. He changed up his stuff a little bit, become a lot more patient at the dish. He is still swinging for the fences every at bat, but it seems more controlled.
Right. I'd say you either get rid of Puig or Verdugo. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think those are the two guys will move. Yeah, it's between Puig or Verdugo for sure.
Yeah, because Puig's been rumored for years. We all know that.
Yep.
And Verdugo, I haven't seen much of Verdugo.
He's come up in bits and pieces, but he hasn't really gotten any playing time.
Yeah. Are they replacing the catcher position saying Grandal looked like dog shit?
I think they're just rolling with Barnes.
Yeah, I'd assume that they would just roll with Barnes, or they would maybe try to sign somebody.
They got some guys in the minors too and stuff.
Yeah, they do have guys in the minors. You could roll with him, Barnes, or you could sign Wilson Ramos, because you don't know where Wilson Ramos is going, or you got your cheap options: Matt Wieters, Nick Hundley.
Yep, those are other guys that they could get to. That would be good backups.
They could bring back AJ Ellis.
That's what I actually have them bringing back AJ Ellis, because I was like, that's Kershaw's boy, and I feel like Kershaw, like, they want to keep him happy,
Right. You got your Devin Mesoraco, Jonathan Lucre. I'm wondering about him. What do you think?
He's an interesting player.
I think he goes back to the A's.
So in my video, I did a meme, because obviously, Kevin Giodi, right?
Yep, I know.
Yeah, so he hates.
I know the meme.
Yeah, so I put him on the Blue Jays just to get those extra comments, and I wanted to see Kevin's reaction. But there's been more rumors about the Blue Jays trying to trade Russell Martin to the Pirates, and then the Pirates are going to trade Francisco Cervelli to someone else. So Jonathan Lucroy really could go to the Blue Jays possibly. But,
oh my god,
that would be amazing. I really hope that happens.
Like,
I could see the A's again. Yeah.
Yeah, I could. Well, I mean, if he ends up going for cheap, then yeah, he could definitely go back.
He's definitely going to be cheap. He's been cheap the last couple of years, so
yeah, he hasn't been the same since he left the Brewers.
No.
Oh my goodness, what happened to him?
That was a guy I wanted so badly to as a Met fan a couple years ago. Thank God we didn't get him.
just like Carlos Gomez.
My gosh, almost didn't make the World Series. So close.
so close. You could have had Carlos Gomez. You could have had him.
I know, right?
Asshole. He's
nuts. He's nuts.
Didn't he come up in the Mets system?
Yep, came up for the Mets, and he was part of the Johan trade.
Oh yeah. I remember that one. Okay.
Great move by the Mets there. I love that.
Yeah, we saw how that ended up. Yeah. Okay. DJ LeMahieu.
I actually had going to the Dodgers. And they need a second baseman. I don't think you can keep rolling with Kike Hernandez out there.
And I don't even think you'd re-sign Brian Dozier either.
No, definitely not. He was meh.
Well, he was also injured though.
He just hasn't impressed me since those. He puts up cool power numbers and stuff, but I don't know. The last couple of years I feel like have been down for him, and I feel like that's more of the type of player that he really is than when he was really hitting 400 home runs. I mean, 40 home runs. 400 would be quite the year.
Oh yeah, that'd be quite the year, man.
But yeah, I don't see him going to the Dodgers. I see LeMahieu. I really do. I think he would be a good fit in their lineup, top of the order kind of guy. Hits for good average, plays good defense. Yeah, all that stuff.
Because I know that there was a Ken Rosenthal. He was talking about how they're thinking about they either want to be signed DJ LeMahieu or they bring up Garrett Hampson.
Yep. Oh, are you talking about when he put out the video saying that they could re-sign LeMahieu, put him at third base, put Brendan Rodgers at second, or either flip-flop those two, whichever,
and then trade Arenado.
And I was like, you don't trade Arenado to keep DJ LeMahieu, but I guess they don't think they're going to be able to keep him when he hits free agency. So
that's the thing. I don't think they can, and maybe they can get the most out of him.
He's going to get some mega money.
Oh my goodness! I'm not gonna. Yeah, he is so good. Another second baseman. Okay, how about Brian Dozier?
Brian Dozier, I had a really hard time figuring out where he goes. I think I ended up just throwing him on the Giants, which I'm not happy about that decision. But it wouldn't surprise me if he could be a Cardinal player. I could see him slotting in at second base for the Cardinals.
Cubs. Could Cubs save money and max on Arenado and push KB to the outfield? With the money we're tied in now, I don't know about that.
Well,
it depends on who we could. It depends on who we could trade. Who would you put in that trade?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who the Rockies would really get from the Cubs.
Hap. They'll want Hap. Maybe. Probably not Schwarber.
No, I don't think Schwarber.
No, an AL team would want Schwarber.
Schwarber's made to be a DH.
Well, he is okay.
He improved in the outfield. I'll give him that.
Oh, he's been great. He actually led the NL in outfield assist. So,
oh yeah.
Yes, he did. He had quite a few, and because everybody kept running on him.
Yeah, they were just like, let's see if he can. Let's see if we can do it again.
Let's see if he can do it again. Oh,
But hey, he made the plays, so that's all that matters at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if they keep trying him. He makes the outs.
yeah, he does make the outs, and he wasn't an incredible liability like he was in 15, 16,
Yeah.
and all those other years. Bergen says, "I'm just saying, I don't think the Cubs will land Harper." No, I don't, Bergen. I don't think they do either. I want them to sign. I want them to sign Harper, but no, I don't.
I think I'm in the same boat as you. I put him on the Cubs, but I think it's because I want him to go to the Cubs, and I'm afraid he's going to go to the Yankees or Phillies, and that would just be a nightmare scenario. I'm tired of rooting against him. I want to root for him. Like I had to root against him on the Nationals all these years.
You would root for him with the Cubs?
Yeah, no, I'd root for him to do well. Because I mean, unless they're playing the Mets, obviously. But
Right.
besides, the 1 or 2 wild card spots, it's not like the Mets and Cubs really have a big battle.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. Like, I want him to go there, but do I think they can make it happen? Probably not.
It's gonna be really tough.
Like, they're gonna have to ask him to take a pay cut. It's just no way.
And Scott Boras is notorious for breaking records for signing contracts. And
and guess who? Guess who else is who he's signed with? Scott Boras, KB.
Yeah.
KB, no.
Yeah, Cubs are gonna get
Berrigan. No, I agree with you. In all honesty, if the Cubs can make that happen, I'd do it too. And in all honesty, if I know the KB will probably not sign or stay with the Cubs. He already is still pissed about the service time BS we did on him. But I mean, Theo's known for doing that. He's known for doing that, and they need to. The players union needs to fix that. They really do.
Yeah, it's definitely a problem.
It's all a problem. They manipulate.
Screw over your service time like that.
Yeah, and they just want an extra year.
Yep.
I mean, okay. I want to ask you. I'm not gonna say this because it's all biased. Well, I'm a Cubs fan, but if you were the GM of the Cubs, who would you re-sign first, like to a long-term deal?
Out of
all the young guys.
so
Rizzo was already in a long-term deal, but that's coming up. That's coming up. He was like the first core piece, so we could re-sign him again. Which, in all honesty, I could see that happening.
Yeah, no, I think he'll retire as a Cub.
Oh, he loves the Cubs. Baez, KB, Schwarber, Contreras. Probably. I don't think Almora will be there next year.
No,
I think he's gone after a trade. But
who
do you re-sign?
If it's between Baez and KB, because that's really probably who it's between, you go Baez.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
No, yeah.
I didn't personally think he had it in him. I always thought he was going to be a really good player, but I didn't think he would be MVP type levels. And he showed that this year he can like really kind of carry a team. So I was very surprised, and I know people have always been saying it, but I never thought it. I thought he was too like undisciplined at the plate. I didn't think he was consistent enough, but I mean, he's still kind of inconsistent at the plate.
Oh yeah,
swinging at bad pitches and stuff. But
yeah, he got better. He got
better, which that's always good to show improvement. And I mean, you can't deny the numbers he put up this year, and he plays great in the field. And he's just such a high energy guy, great base runner. He's just a really good baseball player. So I think you got to re-sign Baez.
Mm-hmm. Before the season started, my first thought was Wilson, because he's a big core piece at a very high demand position, and he's gonna be. Well, he hasn't shown he isn't elite yet. Like you said before we started the stream, he isn't elite yet, but he's almost there. But how hard? Okay, Bergen says, how hard is Baez gonna fall off offensively if he does? It just all depends. It just all depends on the strikeouts, and swinging at bad pitches again.
Like, do I think he's a 30 home run, like 34 home run a year guy? No, but I think he's 25, and I think he can hit 40 plus. I think he can hit 40 doubles every year. I don't think that's crazy. So if he has homers and 40 doubles a year with some triples thrown in there, he steals bases, plays good defense.
He could be a 30-30 guy.
He could be. Yeah, I think 30-30 is not insane.
Yeah, I don't see 40-40 obviously.
No.
No, with the amount of free swinging he does, but like he's a smart baseball player. He knows how to get the on base. But like I wouldn't say I would re-sign Baez at just after this year. Like
He's gonna show
maybe
you another year,
yeah, he's gonna give it at
but
least another year.
I think he will though. He's a good baseball player.
Right, definitely. Um Average probably he has a pot, but K numbers will rise. I mean, he's been Nick Krafts, he's been getting better over the years, and he's shown that. And I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and fully blame the hitting coach Chile Davis on a lot on like everybody, but he did play a pretty good role on some of the guys kind of degrade on their hitting. Like Wilson had such a Wilson Contreras had a down year, and he
Yeah,
was not pulling the ball like he usually does, and that's a problem. You know, he pulls the ball like better than anybody on the team, except for maybe Rizzo, but that's a different story. But okay. Let's Bergen said, I'll personally think he's going to hit 22 home runs and will slide down to 260, 265. I mean, that's still right down there. I mean, with the team he's got around him, I think he'll be able to.
it's really weird because like in the past, like those are fantastic numbers from shortstop, and I think they still are really good numbers to get from a shortstop. It's just the shortstop position's like so
Yeah,
good now, where you got Correa, Lindor, Machado,
yeah, and
Trevor
then
Story,
yeah,
Xander Bogaerts.
and the
So,
numbers he did this year were insane.
yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, but all right, let's I'm looking through the second baseman to check. All right, here's one. Daniel Murphy.
I had Daniel Murphy going to the Houston Astros,
You,
and
ooh,
my reasoning behind that was I don't think they re-signed Marwin Gonzalez. Um, and I think he kind of fits that role of he can play first, he can play second. Um, he's really a DH more than anything.
right,
Um,
he's a very good DH.
but I think the Astros would be a great fit for him. Especially, you just stick him at DH. All the dude does is he hits. He just mashes at the plate, and I think he would fit so good in that lineup. Another lefty bat
It'd
to
be
help even
nasty.
out that lineup. I think that would be such a good signing for them.
Just like Berrigan said, it would be freaking nasty because
Yep.
when he can hit, he can hit. Like
Yep.
Jesus. Like what happened to him when he left the Mets? Like good
Well,
lord.
he had that year with the Mets where he kind of woke up a little bit. Like he was always a very good he was always hit for average. You know, he would always hit around 290, 300. But
Oh,
that year he started to put up a little more power, hit a career high in home runs in 2015. Obviously,
mhm.
we know what happened in the playoffs.
Oh my god, don't
Um,
remind me.
yeah, oh, that was a great time. I was at all those games. But
Fuck you.
but then yeah, like that year with the Nationals 2016, 347, 25 homers, 47 doubles, 104 RBIs. The following year, 2017, 322, 23 homers, 93 RBIs, 43 doubles. He was
322. God damn.
he was a beast. And even last year, like he only played 91 games, still hitting 300, still hitting, decent slugging.
Right, right. It's just insane.
And he's god awful in the field. So I think DH would
Oh
really make
yeah,
him.
yeah. Don't remind me of that. He was dog shit
One of
playing
the
me.
reasons why in the World Series we lost some games to the Royals because he would bad plays couldn't make.
Right, right, right. Murph to the Stros would be nasty. Nick Kraft said go Mets. Lol.
Oh yeah.
All right. All right. Let's go to our first big free. My prediction Manny Machado, Yankees.
Yep, I'm with you. I think he's going to the Yankees. I think they've done a great job talking him down. Maybe he won't be making as much as he'd like, but I think he's going to the Yankees. I can't see any big free agent signing with the Phillies. I don't know. Maybe it's me being biased as a Mets fan.
The money
Not
talks.
liking.
I think the money. They're gonna throw.
That's the only thing that scares me is that I
That
think they will throw insane amounts of money at people.
they're gonna throw. They're gonna throw a lot of money at Harper,
They're gonna, yeah.
and then they're gonna try and maybe pry away Trout from the
Ugh,
Angels.
don't even get me started. This is almost a nightmare scenario. The only thing that could be worse would be the Yankees getting these guys. like,
Like obviously they're not gonna get Harper unless Harper goes to first base, but Luke Voigt is
yeah,
okay there. But like, I agree, Berrigan. It's just it depends on. I think in the long run, who's ever going to show the most money is going to get Machado. That's just my opinion. Whoever's going to show the most money is going to get Machado. Unless truly Machado really wants to go to the Yankees, which it's kind of, written a little bit on the wall. But because we've seen, hint after hint. But I don't know. And Bergen was always trying to like convince me that the Cubs needed him. And personally, with the kind of demeanor he has, I don't want him. I don't want him.
You don't like the I think everyone overreacts to the non-hustling thing, honestly.
Well, maybe not the non-hustling, being the piece of shit.
He's definitely like an asshole. There's no doubting that he is.
Maybe not the hustle part. Because like too many people are reading into it, in all honesty.
Yeah, 100%. If you actually like see what he said the first time around, he really didn't say anything bad.
Right.
Not to mention, like, when you think about it as a player, okay, so let's put it like as a fan perspective, right? Manny Machado, you see the numbers he puts up every year. Incredible numbers.
Yeah.
He hits the ground ball to shortstop and he busts it out every single time. There's a chance he could pull up, hurt his hamstring, hurt this, because he ran out a ball that really isn't going to make a difference at the end of the day.
Right. Exactly.
So would you rather have him bust it out and have the option to not be on the field as much and not give you as many good numbers? Or would you rather him hit a ground ball to shortstop and be like, all right, I'm out 98% of the time. Who cares? I'm going to be here for 160 games and put up huge numbers.
Right. Exactly.
So
Bergen says, I love Manny Machado. He's the Darth Vader of the MLB. Him being an asshole is fun. He's the bad guy. It's wonderful. Sounds like almost like a WWE thing. Like he's the bad guy. Like
he's building them up.
Like he's building them up to be the bad guy. He's gonna be the heel. Who's gonna be the face? I don't know, unpopular opinion, but as a fan, it's fun watching a player with swag, flair that plays with a chip on his shoulder. I agree.
Yeah,
I don't think Manny does that. I'm sorry.
He's right. There's sometimes where he does, and then there's sometimes like
he does that sometimes, and then a lot of the times he's a dick.
Like the Aguilar stuff was stupid, 100% dumb.
Why did he do that?
The one thing that I always think about is you remember when he was on the Orioles and Josh Donaldson was on the A's?
Yeah.
And like Donaldson tagged him, and it wasn't even bad, and he got all up in his face, and then the next day Machado was up at the plate and let go of his bat intentionally and threw it towards Donaldson on a swing. It was like, come on, man. Like that's
like we knew what you were trying to do, you dumbass.
Yeah, like that doesn't happen. So it's not like oh, it just happened to him too. It's like, no, you threw it at him.
Right. Thank you for the follow, Nick Krause. Nick Krause says, McNeil can't be traded for Diaz. He is too good.
I'm with you, man.
Yeah. Zorito, definitely. You can. I'm pretty sure he's reading the chat right now. But
yeah, no, I can see the chat.
Zorito, yeah, he's reading the chat, so you can send him that message. And I have a feeling what that message.
I know what it is too.
Yeah, I agree, Bergen. At the end of the day, I'm not complaining about him being an asshole, but his offensive productivity, I'm not going to complain about.
Yeah, no, of course not.
Yeah, so it's a hard thing, to comprehend. Like he's a dick, but he's so good.
But he's a stud.
He's a stud. He's a stud. Like seriously, but he's a dick. It's hard, But who knows what happens? What happens? I mean, there's also a player on the Cubs that plays with, swag and demeanor. That's Wilson. Okay, Zorito. Okay, I didn't.
Rock.
Mets rock. Oh. Also, why? Why don't Cards throw any prospects towards Diaz? Feel like that's a plus. A big signing. That plus a big signing can make the division winners possibly. I mean, they do need bullpen help. They really do.
Yeah. Because
after signing, who is it? Fucking Greg Holland.
They didn't pan out for them.
He's dog shit. It's more than likely going to happen. Diaz is going to the Mets, and I think you guys will enjoy him. But
yeah, no, it's pretty much a done deal at this point.
Yeah, Mariners are just going to enjoy McNeil, and have a good future with him and Mitch Haniger. And
Yep.
who else they say was untouchable?
I think it's really just Haniger at this
Yeah,
point.
Haniger. I mean, who did they trade? Who was their catcher again? I can't even remember.
Zunino.
Zanino. Man, that was a tough one, but I mean, they did get Malik Smith, who was decent.
He's a good little player.
Yeah,
It was at the end of the day, I think it was honestly just like a who cares trade.
right. Who cares? Except for Mariners fans because they love Zanino. But okay, let's go left fielders. Michael Brantley. I have no idea on this one.
I had him going to the Phillies because I didn't think they were going to get Harper, and I was like, they're going to get somebody. I just don't think it's Harper, and I think Brantley is the guy.
Yeah,
I think he'd be a good player for them. I like Michael Brantley a lot when he's healthy.
right. I wasn't sure about that one either. I mean, like some Cubs blogs that I looked at were like tossing the idea of what if we signed Michael Brantley, and I'm like, I don't know about that. All right, how about this one, Marwin Gonzalez.
I have Marwin. Let me check, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have him going to the Yankees.
Really?
Yeah, I think he'd be a good little first baseman for them.
If we didn't, I thought maybe the Cubs if we hadn't gotten what's his face. Oh,
Torres.
Torres. Yeah, we ended up getting him, and that wasn't a bad trade. But like, I feel like if we hadn't gotten him, we may have been in play for maybe Marwin.
I could see Marwin. He's like a younger version of Ben Zobrist.
Oh, very much so. And Zobrist is still Zobrist, so
He's still kicking.
yeah, he's still kicking, and I know he's gonna retire as a Cub. There's no question about that.
I think he's done when that contract's up.
Yeah. Bergen thinks he stays in Cleveland. Brantley.
I can see it. The only reason I don't think so is Cleveland's in like a weird spot. I have Cleveland getting other outfielders too. That's
Right. Okay. Let's look at a random one. Denard Span.
Let's see, where'd I have him going? I think I had him going. I have him going to the Orioles. Or I was like, I went through and I was like, I didn't give the Orioles anybody. I was like, they can have Denard Span.
Jeez.
And that's literally just me. Like, there was how many free agents I went through in this video? There was
That's so true.
There was 170. So at one point I was just like, Denard Span, let's flip back. Let's hit random on MLB The Show. All right, Orioles. There we
go. Yeah, I mean, they have a shit team, so they get a shit player. Woo. I mean, he's still okay, but he's 35 years old, so.
Yeah, he doesn't really serve a purpose for any team right now.
Okay, yeah. Here's a good one. Andrew McCutchen.
I had Andrew McCutchen go to the Dodgers, but I don't think that's the case anymore. Although, if they trade Puig or something like that for one of those Cleveland pitchers, McCutchen could be right back in there. But yeah, he could go to a bunch of different places. He could go to Cleveland as well. But I went with Dodgers. I sometimes you got a gut feeling, and that was my gut feeling.
Yeah. I don't even think I would go. I don't know what kind of feeling I would go for that one.
And he could be a Phillies guy too.
He could be easily a Philly guy.
He could be a lot of places. He could be a Mariner.
He could be a Cub.
He could be a Cub. He could be
He could be a White Sox.
There's a lot of teams that could use him.
McCutchen to Miami, help bring up the culture. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know. Let's look at some other ones. Ooh, Nelson Cruz. He's 38 years old, and he could still hit.
Oh yeah, he can smack. I had him re-sign with the Mariners.
Yeah.
He said he wants to be there. I think they'll give him a little 1-year deal.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me either. Maybe but you could see them either going to the Rays. If the Astros don't sign anybody, they could
see the Astros getting him too.
Oh my God, that'd be nasty.
Short portion left field.
Say goodbye. That's like 40 home runs right there.
The Crawford boxes or whatever they're called.
Yeah, the Crawford boxes. Jesus, man, he would just crush it in Houston.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I could see that happening. Evan Gaddis?
Evan Gaddis, I had re-signed with the Astros, just because he's like kind of in that weird spot where he's got to be a DH,
He can't be a
and I just
catcher
don't see,
anymore.
yeah, and I just don't see like any other team really needing him or wanting him. And I
Right.
was like, the Astros would be like, yeah, for cheap, we'll bring you back. Why not?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. God, there's a lot of pitchers. Good lord.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna be going on for a while. Okay, was Jesse Chavez the signing of him? Was that confirmed yet or no?
yeah, that's he's on the Rangers.
Damn it. Well, you can imagine how sad that makes me. He was awesome.
He pitched really well for you guys.
Yeah, he was very good. He was very good. Who do you think? Who do you think the Mets? Okay, who do you think the Mets actually signed in the long
Um,
run?
so like I said, one of the catchers, either Grandal or Ramos.
Uh huh.
I also have them getting AJ Pollock, but I don't think they should. But the Mets have been talking about how they want center field help, and
Throwing
I
out,
wouldn't be surprised if they get him.
yeah, to throw around some money. He wants like 80 million.
Yeah, and I think the Mets would be willing to give it to him. Gio Gonzalez is someone I think could see the Mets getting. He was a huge Mets fan growing up. He pitches amazing in City Field. And if they're going to be trading Noah Syndergaard, which I can't believe it, but it seems like it's going to happen, they
Yeah,
said that Gio Gonzalez is a guy that they're going after because they need another pitcher. Who else have the Mets getting? I also had them getting some more bullpen help, so I could see Greg Holland or Kelvin Herrera making their way to the Mets. Both had their best years in Kansas City when Dave Island was their pitching coach, and that's who the pitching coach is for the Mets right now. So I could see one of them coming as well.
right, right. Bergen said, "What the fuck happened to Jonas Cespedes? Feel like nothing has happened since that signing.
Injuries.
Injuries,
That's what's
injuries,
happening.
injuries. Yeah,
Yep. Can't stay healthy.
never could stay healthy. It seems like. Um. All right, we'll go with a few of the starting pitchers and then a few of the relief pitchers. Otherwise, we'd be going all night with some of these. Yeah, I can only imagine how long that video of yours was for that.
It took me so like I got the list, and then I probably spent about 20 minutes on each player, some more, to figure out what team they got. And then I had to get the pictures and then I put them on the card and everything. It was definitely like a 12-hour plus experience for me. And it was well worth it, to say the least.
Right? You guys can't spell Real Mewtwo. They're talking about
Ramatata.
yeah, they're talking about how the Mets maybe going for a trade for Real Mewtwo. I don't see.
They don't have enough. They don't have the prospects to get him.
Yeah, then
Especially if they're trading Kellenich and all these other guys. They're
yeah,
definitely not
McNeil.
going to have the prospects to have.
Yeah, they want a lot for Real
Yeah, and they
Mewtwo.
should. They
Yeah,
should be asking for a lot.
yeah, he's good. Like he's really
They
good.
should have been. They should have been asking for more for Stanton. I mean,
All right. Well, I wonder, Derek Jeter.
I wonder.
I wonder. All right. All right. This is easy. Patrick Corbin.
Yankees.
Woohoo! Yeah, we'll move on to that.
I
Dallas Keuchel.
have Dallas. So this was I did my predictions before the James Paxton trade. I actually had Keuchel going to the Yankees as well. Now rethinking it,
Maybe resigns with the Astros. I could see it.
honestly, I maybe, but I don't think the Astros are the place it is. I could see the Phillies getting him, especially if they swing and miss on Corbin. I
Oh,
could see
that
Keuchel.
Bergen said Keuchel to Atlanta.
I could see Keuchel to Atlanta too. Atlanta needs pitching help. I
Oh
could
yeah,
definitely see that.
yeah,
Sinker ball pitcher out there, small park.
right.
Brewers, yep, I can see the Brewers getting him as well.
Red, yeah. I mean, they're gonna definitely need to be in on one pitcher at least.
Yeah.
But okay, J.A. Happ.
Jay Happ, I have going back to the Phillies. I think they'll be able to get him for cheap, and I think he'll be really good there. He
Hmm.
pitched. He was a Philly in the past, and he pitched really well then.
Didn't he
And I think
come? Didn't he come up on the Phillies or was it the Jays?
nah, Phillies.
Phillies. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, he was part of.
Yeah. Oh, I know Bergen, but like in all sense of like non-biased, Cubs fan, they need pitching, and we all know that they need pitching back. Okay. Random one. We'll do two. Charlie Morton.
I had Charlie Morton going to the Phillies too. He's from New Jersey. He wants to stay close to home, I think. So
Right.
I think he goes there.
What is with him? He woke up like
Oh yeah,
later
he's
on
had quite the revival.
like
Yo, BRB 1 second.
Yeah, you are good, sir. You are good. Must have me needed to go to the bathroom. Okay. All right, guys. We're still talking about wanting to do. We're talking about more of these free agents and whatnot. So Mark must be having issues, so he's probably using the restroom. But hence why they ain't shit. Okay. Yes. Exactly, Bergen. Exactly. If you guys want to call in, maybe talk to Mark. Maybe talk about him about his hatred for the Yankees or stuff like that. You guys can call in 646 568 7788, typing the meeting ID 204-998-3972. We're going to do a few more of these. I think Charlie Morton maybe goes back to the Astros, but it all depends on what the Astros really want to do. I want to look at Nathan Evaldo, then we'll move on from that because there's a lot. Then we'll go over to relief pitchers: Adam Ottavino, Jerry's Familia, Craig Kimbrell, Jesse Chavez is already gone. These guys are old. Adam Warren, maybe we'll talk. Nah, that's a really random name. I don't know about Morton. I mean, he had more of a big revival in the playoffs from the year they won the World Series. And like he's woke up. He's woke up and like I'm great. Like seeing like videos of movement on his fastball is just it's downright sick. Like my goodness. Okay, he's alive.
All right, we're back.
You're alive. You okay?
Nature was calling, you know.
Oh yeah, Crohn's disease.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a fun thing, eh? All right. All right. I told them what the other players I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
It's only just one more on the starting pitching. Nathan Evaldo. Sure.
Nathan Evaldi, I got going back to the Red Sox. Although the Astros supposedly have been pushing really hard for him. Weird little fact: he's from the same town as Nolan Ryan.
Ooh.
Who obviously has quite an involvement with the Astros. So they've been pushing hard, but I think the Red Sox are going to reward him kindly for how much of a beast he was this postseason.
Like what kind of revival did he have?
He just, I think he finally felt really healthy and was like, you know what, screw it. Like I think it's tough for someone who's had Tommy John. I'm sure, and I think he's had it twice.
Same as that other guy that won the comeback player of the year. What was
Johnny Benders?
Yeah. Johnny Benders.
So like I don't quote me on the twice thing, but I know he's definitely had it once, and I think he finally got comfortable where he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna do my thing. I can't worry about what happens, and you know, he was just.
I'm gonna look that up right now. Actually, Nathan Evaldo. He was a part of. I forgot he came up in the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh. Yes.
Oh, and then
he's all over the place.
Yeah, he is.
Yankees. Marlins.
So I'm trying to see when. Oh yeah, he was a part of the Hanley trade when he went to Miami.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I'm trying to figure out how many. Wow, the Yankees actually released Evaldo. Jesus.
Yeah, and actually at the time when they did that, I was like, I know his numbers aren't great, but he's got really good stuff, and I think you got to give him more time.
Right. His stuff is ridiculous.
Yeah, no, he's a beast.
Right, exactly.
And he seems to be a great teammate too. Like after that one game where he pitched all those extra innings, and he was like, "I'm ready to go." The next day, they're like, "What are you talking about?" No, you're not.
Right. God, like, in what world is he was ready to do that? Jesus.
He was just like, and like again, for a guy who had arm issues, that's just nuts.
He had arm issues, and how many innings did he pitch during that 18 inning game? Like he
was 6
or 7. Like yeah. God, what the hell?
Yeah, that is like a little quick 2-inning, you know.
Like that's insane.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He is a.
That's beast. A guy I want on my team, but that's not happening.
Yeah, never happening for the Cubs. Thanks, Tyler Chatwood. I don't ever want to talk about that signing. Please.
Yeah, I thought that was a good signing. Whoops.
Whoops. You
Whoops.
can't work on your control, man. Your spin rate's too high.
Yeah, he can't throw a strike for his life.
I mean, if he worked on his control, if we had somebody that could help him with his control, he would be insane. Because his
But he can't.
but he can't. I mean, we're gonna get a new pitching coach here soon because the Cubs lost theirs.
Yeah.
He completely is gone now. I don't know what happened.
He like stepped away, right, for family reasons or something like that.
They have family reasons, personal reasons, and then like somebody was tossing around the name Greg Maddux, and I'm
You'd
like,
love to have him.
oh my god, I would love to have Greg Maddux. That would be sick. Because then we got the guy from Texas as our hitting coach because he came from the Cubs. And apparently he's all about launch angle, launch angle, launch angle, launch angle. Yeah. I mean, that's how the Rangers were able to hit so many home runs. How many years ago, or at least last year. But who knows? Hopefully he's better than Chile Davis. And
I don't think it'd be much worse.
Yeah,
that lineup and the production they put out last year was just doesn't make any sense.
Right. Especially with Chile Davis.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry. You were telling me Chile Davis could possibly go to the Mets.
He is the favorite to be their hitting coach right now.
Quick F in the chat for Mark. Pay your respects, because it's about to be a rough season for the Mets. Sorry.
I'm used to it.
I know you're used to it, but like, you're just gonna be watching.
It almost can't get worse than last year. So like in that regards.
Yeah, that is true. Bergen says, where does Bumgarner get traded to? It's almost bound to happen, right?
I think he goes to Atlanta. I think the Braves have the most to give, and I think if you're the Giants, that's the first person you go to. You're like, hey, Atlanta, what do you got for us? Because their farm system's loaded with pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're willing to do it. They're obviously ahead of schedule on their rebuild. So,
right, that is true. I could see it. I could definitely see it happening with Atlanta because they need pitching. They need a bad.
Boy too.
Yeah. All right, let's go to relief pitchers. But we'll answer a few questions. Why do you think it is that teams always seem to pay more for players that show up during the playoffs than in the regular season?
It's like it's not like called the law of relevancy, but it's all about relevancy. I mean, like remember what the guy did, or recency. I'm sorry, not relevancy.
It's kind of like the Al Davis approach. Like he used to do that a lot with the Raiders. He would see somebody do incredibly well in like the Super Bowl, and then he would go sign them to a big contract, and they would play like shit. But
it's all about recency.
Yeah, recency. Josh says, "Hey, I'm a big Rangers fan, a fan of Mark. But what pieces do the Rangers need to be relevant? Is so what free agents?
Rangers need a lot to be relevant.
Yeah.
Big starting with pitching. Their pitching is bad.
Oofa. Oh my goodness.
They got like Austin Bibbins, Dirks, and
who?
Bartolo. Big Sexy was like one of your best pitchers last year, which I love Bartolo, but he can't be one of your better pitchers.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He's got to be your number 5.
Where do you think Bartolo goes? Isn't he a free agent?
Yeah, he's a free agent. I threw him on the Reds because I was like, "Where's Bartolo?" I was like, you know what? I could see Bartolo with the Reds. Why not? I was like,
there. Is he gonna hit a home run there too?
He does. And that's the thing too. I think he wants to swing the bat again. I think he's had enough of this AL baseball.
Yeah.
Back out there. Get him back where he belongs, at home plate with a bat in his hands and a helmet on his head.
That'd be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, we're gonna go into relief pitchers, and then we're gonna go to our last, big signing. Obviously, we know who that is. Yeah. But relief pitchers, Adam Ottavino.
Adam Ottavino, I have going to the New York Yankees. He's a New York native. I would have loved to see him gone to the Mets, but I think the Yankees get him. They've been said to be going after at least one reliever because they are losing David Robertson possibly. So I think that Ottavino is their guy.
And he really, really reinvented himself.
That slider is just absolutely disgusting. It's like watching a blitz ball.
Like seriously, I watched the videos of that, and it's just like, how?
It's all right. It's behind my back, and now it's on the outside corner. Okay.
Okay, the movement.
That thing just broke 30 inches.
Well, William, first off, go Cubs. Second, if you are Theo, do you keep Madden or is this the final year as Cubs manager? Um, shit. I think you keep him. Whether you like it or whether some Cubs fans like it or not, he still wins us games. And sometimes we don't understand the moves he makes, but we win games. Like we still win games.
It's true. That's
But
I agree with you. I think like he's
I,
definitely, he's out there. He's a little different. He does some things that are questionable, but he wins you games. The only thing I'm going to say is I don't think he stays, and that's because I think Joe Girardi is waiting for that Cubs job, and I
I
think
know
that's who.
he wants it, and he
That's why
should
he
have.
didn't take the job this offseason.
Right, and yeah, he definitely wants it. That
So
and if anything, I'd be okay with that happening too.
no,
Like it,
he's a great manager. The Yankees were morons firing him.
right, and he wasn't like he in play to go to the Cubs before he re-signed with the Yankees or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I
no, he
remember.
there was. It's always been a rumor that he was going to coach with the Cubs. So
It's always been a rumor. And I mean, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. He's a great manager. And if Joe ends up either, leaving or maybe retiring, which obviously I don't think will happen,
yeah,
retiring, but like who knows? I it could happen. It could happen. But I could see it possibly happening.
yeah, definitely.
So let's say Dodgers were trading Kershaw. He's pretty stellar in the regular season, but in the playoffs. He pitched well in the playoffs this past year, they would get more for him? Question
No,
mark. No,
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 no.
like no.
He's
It's
Clayton Kershaw. You know what you're getting.
yeah. You're gonna get a lot, but you're not gonna get more.
Yeah.
Like it's Clayton Kershaw still. Like, come on now.
No
But
one, there's no one in Major League Baseball who wouldn't want Clayton Kershaw. They're like, well, because he doesn't pitch well in the postseason.
yeah, exactly. They would still want him.
Yep, he gets you there.
Okay. Question for Mark: If the Mets trade Syndergaard, one, when does it happen? Two, to what team, and how would that team do with him?
Unfortunately, it looks like the Mets will be trading him. I
Who-
think it happens probably maybe during the winter meetings, which God, this like just pains me to have to say this stuff. To what team? It better not be the Padres for friggin' Manuel Margot and Austin Hedges because those guys are bums. But I saw an interesting thing where it was saying that the Mets maybe could trade him to the Rockies for Nolan Arenado.
Ooh,
And I said, if that's the case, I'm not happy, but that makes it more okay.
that makes it more okay because you end up getting somebody
Yeah.
like
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 my fear with trading Noah Syndergaard, I love him. I think he's a great pitcher. I don't understand why they would trade him. But my fear is that the Mets are going to do what the Mets do and screw it up somehow and be like, oh, let's get, like I said, Manuel Margot and Austin Hedges. It's like, no, no, not those guys. Get someone good.
yeah, exactly. Like you're gonna have to try and get Fernando Tatis, but
Yeah.
no way Rockies give up Arenado for. You don't think so? I mean, you got Garrett Hampson coming up. You
You got
got
Brendan Rodgers.
you got Brendan Rodgers coming up, and you got the possibility of maybe re-signing DJ LeMahieu.
Yep.
I could see it happening, and he's in the last year of his. He's what? How many years left on his contract?
I was literally just checking. He's a free agent in 2020, so he's in his last year.
He's in his last year, so like,
Syndergaard's got control for 3 years.
yeah, I think that's a win for the Rockies, and then it's a win for you guys, and especially if you.
That's like best case scenario in my eyes. Like if there was a trade to happen, if they did that, I'm still not happy, but I wouldn't be pissed like I'm expecting to be.
Right, right. Okay, let's get to the last bit two of the relief pitchers. Jury's Familia.
I believe I had him going to the Twins. Yeah, I had
Nice.
him going to the Minnesota Twins. I personally, I wanted him back on the Mets to be our closer, but that doesn't seem like that's going to happen. So I think Minnesota.
Okay then. Okay then. All right. Then the big one, Craig Kimbrell. I got Atlanta.
I have Atlanta as well with Craig Kimbrell.
Yeah.
It makes too much sense.
Yeah.
I think they need a closer. They got the money, and I think he comes back.
Right. That is true, Nick Krause. Nolan would be a rental for a year. I mean,
I think the Mets would make the trade only knowing that they could sign him long term.
yeah. If they can sign him long term, boom, you got it. Like, you're gonna get that. Okay, so we've done the ones that I've picked out because we're not going to do every single one of them. God, I didn't realize Bartolo is 46 years old. My goodness.
Oh yeah, if that's even his real age. There's a suspicion that he's older.
Oh, there's suspicion that he's older.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. Well, as the last one we all figured we were going to do, Bryce Harper. I don't think he goes to the Cubs. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't think so either. That was my prediction, more so probably because that's what I would prefer because the other teams make me angry.
Yeah, that's what I would prefer too. And like, he loves Chicago food. All these Chicago fans reading into it too much. He has a dog named Wrigley. He loves Chicago food. He's best friends with Chris Bryant.
Yep, his wife likes Chicago. It's important.
His wife likes Chicago. God damn it, Cubs fans! You guys
It's just whether or not they can give him the amount of money. If all things were even and the Cubs gave him, let's just say the Cubs gave him 30 million and the Phillies gave him 32, I think he goes to the Cubs.
Oh, easily.
It's not going to be like that though.
Yeah, they're not going to give him 30 million. They can't.
I would love to see him go to the White Sox. That'd be cool. I'm fine with that. I could root for him on the White Sox.
I could root for him on the White Sox. I mean, he's going to get paid, but he's not going to win any championships.
Yeah, I think Harper wants a little bit of both.
So where do you think he truly goes?
Everyone's saying Phillies, but I don't. There's something deep down in my heart. Harper's not a Philly guy. He's not. That's just not the right place for him, in my opinion. I could see the Giants, but the Giants are in that weird stage right now where they need to make a decision if they're tearing it down or if they're going to push forward and try to be a successful team. It's so weird because it shouldn't be this hard to figure out where the best free agent in baseball is going. But there's only like so many teams he really can go to,
Yeah. I mean, in a sense, he could go to the Cubs, but it's gonna have to be for like cheap, a lot cheaper. I can see the
Braves maybe trying to go after him. They have some money. It's like such a bad timing almost for him to hit the market because it seems like almost like one more year and there would be a lot more teams involved. But
right, yeah, I definitely agree. So, where exactly do you think he goes? I say the Phillies because they're going to throw him a lot of money.
I'm sticking with the Chicago Cubs. I'm believing in you guys.
Really?
Yeah.
I think. I'm not going to say no that we don't need him, but because we could use him. He would be great. Yeah. Like he would be amazing at Wrigley Field. He would mash the ball at Wrigley.
Oh yeah.
But no, you can get him for that kind of.
Let me tell you, man, don't sleep on the Mets. Brody Van Wagenen says the Mets are interested in Harper.
They got that money? They got that money to throw at him?
They got money. It's just, are they going to use money?
Yeah, which they never do.
No.
They never do. When are they ever going to learn?
They're not. As long as the current ownership stays with them, it's not going to change.
Well, William, he said, what if the Cubs sign Harper for a shorter deal like 2, maybe trade Hayward or Zobrist to clear up money? Zobrist, he's not going to get traded because he's going to retire as a Cub. And
Hayward's hard to trade too.
Yeah, Hayward's hard to trade. If we trade Hayward, one of our top prospects has to go with him.
Yeah.
It would have to be. Oh, there's one I can't remember his name.
Hayward has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years left.
5 years, he got a big contract.
5 years and $106 million. That's tough to move for a guy who's not very good.
Yeah, he's a great fielder. Fielder, but hit or miss on hitting sometimes.
You don't pay $20 million a year for someone who's good in the field.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he can be a hit or miss on in the hitting department. Like there's times when he's for some reason seeing the ball, and then the next thing you know, he can't hit a bronze side of the barn. But like,
Nope.
but I don't know. I could see it happening, but like in my opinion, we sign Harper, Almora's gone.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Almora's gone. He's getting traded off. I don't want them trading Schwarber because I still like Schwarber. He's still got a good amount of upside, even though a lot of people still say, oh, his fielding is still garbage, and I'm like, he's getting there. He's getting there. He's getting better. His thin down helped him out a lot.
Definitely, yeah, that was key. He's gotten into really good shape.
But Almora would be gone. Hayward would go to center field. That is my prediction. If we got Harper, I'm not saying we will.
It's gonna be tough.
Oh, it's gonna be tough.
They're gonna have to get real creative.
They're gonna have to do something. But I would love it if it happened. I would not be against it.
Just keep him away from the Yankees and the Phillies and the Braves. Keep him away from any team that I have to deal with. Even though I don't deal with the Yankees on a regular basis, but I do.
Right. Okay. So one last question. What do you think about the fact that they're talking about a possible trade of Paul Goldschmidt?
That's an interesting one. Because he's obviously one of the best first basemen in baseball, if not the best. Extremely talented, great in the field, great hitter, great on the base paths. He's so well rounded.
Uh-huh.
I just don't know where he goes necessarily. I don't know what the rumors have been as possible landing
Cardinals.
spots. Cardinals. I could really see him as a Cardinal player actually.
Yeah, the Cardinals was one of the bigger spots that they said.
Yeah, I could see that. I think if you're the Cardinals, that's definitely something you have to inquire about because he makes your team instantly much better.
Did they make a play for Harper?
Cardinals?
Yes.
I think they do now that they didn't get Donaldson. I think you have to.
Yeah, you got to get a big name guy.
I think you have to try. At least you may not be able to throw the money that the Phillies offer, but maybe you come in a little bit less and you just say, "All right, well, we tried. We threw what we could."
Right. Exactly. Mets beginning to tell players a deal is in place. Oh boy, even though they all say McNeil is going, I really hope not.
I saw a tweet from a Mets reporter, Andy Martino, and it said, can report this more definitively. As of now, the not yet official Mets-Mariners trade is on the table. Cano and Diaz for Bruce, Swarzak, which are all contract moves, Kellenich, McNeil, and Dunn. And I'm like, how? How is that? What do you mean? How did it go from trading one of them to now all of them?
That is a lot. I mean, yeah, you were gonna get a big. They would get a big haul for Edwin Diaz, but like I get that.
But we're also getting Cano. Like we're helping you out taking away Cano.
Yeah, they're taking that fat ass contract.
Yeah, I just please don't be true.
I hope not for you because I don't get why you would want him though.
Yeah, it's the Mets. I mean, listen, I complain. Call me a hypocrite. I complain when the Mets don't do anything, and then I complain when they do something. So,
oh no. Why are the Mets doing this? I thought they were rebuilding, but now they're the Nets of the MLB.
Well, Mets don't need to rebuild. I need to preface that. I know they won 70 games last year, but the Mets don't need to rebuild. They have arguably one of the best pitching staffs in all of baseball. A lot of teams can't compete with that pitching staff, and that's of course keeping Syndergaard. We got DeGrom. Beast. Don't need to say anything else about him. Syndergaard is an ace on most other teams. It's just DeGrom's in front of him. Zach Wheeler has come out and become a beast all of a sudden. If he can stay healthy again and put up another good year, that 1-2-3 is tough to beat in baseball. You got the Astros who pretty much compete with them, and the Red Sox maybe.
Right.
But and then if Matz can stay healthy and pitch well, that's a huge thing. And then Jason Vargas, but we can forget about
him. Yeah. Yeah, he's PP. All right. We're running on holy shnikes 1 hour and 42 minutes.
Damn, son. We talked a lot about baseball, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, any final words there, Mark, before we sign off?
I'm gonna need everybody in the chat here to say a prayer for Mets fans tonight. Hopefully, we don't lose Kalinic, McNeil, Dunn. We don't make this horrible trade, but looks like it's gonna be that case. But otherwise, it was a good time being back on the podcast with you, man. And thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. All
Always,
your big baseball knowledge.
always.
It's always good to have you. Hope the Mets don't agree to that stupid ass deal. Good luck, Mark. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna need it.
I guess at least I get to make a funny video.
Yeah, I mean
don't
you can
know.
make a fun. I mean you can make a funny video out of it, but like,
I would rather not have to make a funny video. I'd rather make a video where I'm like, "Let's go, we did something good."
exactly. Okay, my final words. Not even about sports. It's about our childhood. Mark, how did you feel when the creator of SpongeBob passed away?
Oh, I was like, "Damn, that sucks." Like, SpongeBob was the boy. I think it's tough to find anybody born in the late '90s, like, and grew up basically in the 2000s that didn't watch SpongeBob and didn't have,
Easily.
and that wasn't like their show. Like, it's a great show.
Like, yeah, that is your childhood pretty much.
I feel like that's one of those shows that will like always stay relevant. Like even 20 years from now, like we have kids. I think like that will still be a show that like kids are still watching. It's just that
Exactly.
good.
That's crazy that he died from ALS.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Terrible disease.
and terrible disease. But guys, why don't you throw S in the chat for Steven Heilenberg, the man that created pretty much our childhood. F in the chat for the man that completely changed our childhood with SpongeBob. And I'm gonna leave you guys with a very nice tribute song. We all know what it is. And signing off, guys. Take it easy, y'all. Later.
Peace.
Peace out.